What is up, everybody? Your boy Trader Mayne is back with another altcoin video for y'all. Got a good video for you today. Gonna be a quick one. We're gonna rip through a bunch of altcoins. We're gonna be looking at Sol, Luna, AVAX, and Ripple. We'll take a quick look at BTC and Ethereum as well. I don't exactly know where we were with the last altcoin video where Bitcoin and Ethereum were. I believe they were just about to roll over. Ethereum around 31, Bitcoin around 42, 44. But now with Bitcoin at support, could be interesting to look at some alts again. I'll mark out some levels for you. The market structure on these alts all looks relatively similar, and to me, we're at kind of a make or break area for most of these coins in terms of, like, if they don't hold here and get a decent bounce, they're probably going to drop, in Bitcoin included, another 10, 15, 20%. So we'll cover those. I'll kind of show you a quick trick that you can use to kind of determine where this higher low might form and how you can actually get involved if there is going to be a higher low, what to look for, things like that. Things that you already know, but we'll cover it again because, you know, I love just hammering that seem dirty. Just hammering stuff into your guys' head. Repetition is the key in trading, right? That's how you're gonna learn. As usual, leave comments, like, subscribe, press notification bells. Make sure you're following me on all platforms as well. It's at Trader Mayne on everything. If you're hearing from someone with, you know, a dash or a period in there, or it's spelled differently, it's not me. I'm never gonna DM you and ask you for money, because I posted a clip from our outro of our last live stream on Twitter and it blew up. You know, it got like 130,000 views and like 3,000 likes, and there's a bunch of people being like, I didn't know you streamed. Watch the streams, you sons of bitches. They're funny. So maybe some of you aren't following me on Twitter, but yeah, definitely follow me on Twitter, subscribe, hit the notification bell here. Follow me on Instagram just to watch me make stupid, basic bitch posts about the weather and me going to the gym and drinking smoothies. All right, so let's get over the other camera and let's get in these charts, guys. All right, guys, over at this camera now. So we're gonna take a quick look at those altcoins mentioned. You can see them listed on the right here. We're gonna try and keep this nice, quick, and tidy because a lot of this stuff I've talked about before. So Bitcoin, right? Bounced off of our key weekly level. Nice rally. Where'd it rally to? Right into weekly resistance, put in that swing failure pattern, and then dumped off. So personally, looking at the high time frame, this still looks like it wants lower to me. You know, maybe we get some sort of rally first, but this still looks like overall it wants to go down further. And I think test perhaps this weekly level once more. I'm surprised we didn't sweep that low. We came pretty damn close, but I think we run down below these lows right here. Question is, do we bounce up first? And this is going to really be the make or break. We've already come down and hit this level, and we put in, you know, a pretty obvious lower high here. Bitcoin's been making the tops like this for a while now, where it kind of looks like it's gonna bounce, right? Swing fails and then just nukes. You can see that happen even up here, right? Made a higher high, but then nuked. Gave you that bounce, then nuked. So it's a similar pattern, kind of this, in terms of what we've seen previously at these lower highs. But this still looks like it wants lower to me on a high time frame. I think if you're trying to trade this kind of intraday, I think this is kind of where the market is going to be capped, right? I'm short biased below this level. So could we get a little rally here up into here? Sure. We could even run this high, but if we stay below this 12-hour block, I do think that we come to these lows and probably test 34, 35,000 again. So what does that mean? It means altcoins are likely going to go down further. So if Bitcoin drops another 10 to 15%, altcoins probably drop more than that. So that would be my validation here on Bitcoin, this 12-hour order block, which is about 39.7 up to about 40,500. Long as we stay below there, again, we could swing fail that high, but as long as we're closing below there, I do think we get another leg down. We still haven't seen a massive puke. This has been very controlled selling all the way down. If we want to see the real bottom form, we need to see a nuke. Maybe that happens below these lows. I don't know. But your long thesis here basically is that we're buying into this kind of demand here, buying into this demand right here, or you're buying into this demand here on the 3-day, and you're hoping for a bounce here. But basically, deleting all those levels, what I'm looking at here is this low to high, and I'm going to do this exact same thing on all these alts. There's your range that we're trading in, capped by the mid-range right now, but more so, I want the fib. This is where the higher low is going to form, if it's going to form. Okay, so if this is our leg up and this is our retrace, this is where I want this higher low to form. So if Bitcoin can hold here without dumping further, the long plans that I'm going to suggest on these altcoins are valid. If Bitcoin fails to rally here or rallies up a little and then turns around, alts are going to dump. So keep that in mind, right? If I'm like, oh, Sol looks good for a long here, and then Bitcoin eats shit, don't be like, Trader Mayne, Sol dumped. I'd be like, yeah, I fucking know. So all of this hinges on Bitcoin holding this general area between kind of 35.5 and about 36.5. This kind of $2,000 box here, that's what this hinges on. If we just nuke here, everything's going lower. Exact same type of analysis for Ethereum. You pull your fib from the low to the high. This is kind of where I want to see Ethereum hold. So again, Ethereum's like a proxy for the rest of the alt market. If Ethereum loses this area, it's going much lower. So this is where you want to see that higher low form. This is your up leg. This is your retrace leg. This is where we want to see it hold. We're into support here, right? We've got this order block here. This is where I want to see this thing hold. Okay, again, contingent on the whole market not nuking. This kind of 2380 to 2570 area is where I want to see the higher low form for Ethereum. You're gonna do the same thing here. You're gonna take your fib, and I know this seems like a gross oversimplification of TA. TA can be very simple. It's as complicated as you make it. Same thing, look at where we're bouncing from. It's that same sweet spot. Here's our up leg, here's our retrace. This is where I want to see the higher low form if we're going to get one. Can we double bottom and then go up? Sure. Maybe we come and run this low and then bounce. Anything can happen. But first place I'm looking for a reversal generally on a pullback is going to be between the 6.2 and the 7.9 on the fib, the 618 and the 78.6. And the reason I'm going through this at hyper speed, what I'm showing you here is you guys have learned, if you've watched my videos, order blocks, you've learned how to zoom in on order blocks to get tighter entries. I've given you entry patterns. I've shown you how to mark SR. I've shown you how to do top-down analysis. What I'm giving you is an area to focus on. If you want to be a bull, this is the area to focus on being a bull. Now go apply those concepts I've taught you in the past. We want to be a bull in this area. So if you know that, well then what are you doing? You look left. Okay, well here's our consolidation before the move up, aka bullish order block. Boom. So I'm not going to recreate the analysis on each of these charts. I'm going to let you do it. A little bit of homework. You can send me your charts after you've done it. So we found the area we want to be bullish. There's the order block. You could have just entered there, stop there, or zoom in. What are you looking for when you zoom in? Bullish setups. Now we have two layers of confluence. We have that sweet spot fib, and we have our bullish order block. Now we're zooming in. What are we looking for here? Here's a low, lower low, higher low. Retest of a bullish order block. Boom. Breaker block right here. That's a breaker. Break below, back above, boom. Zoom in even more if you want. Low, higher, high, right? Higher, high. Now you're in buy mode, right? Where are you targeting? Look left. Look left. And if this thing reverses, if we start trading back below here, guess what? You can now short this thing with your stop above here. Targeting back into here and these lows. Level to level, right? But what I'm giving you is where to aim your scope. So instead of looking at a chart like this and you go, what the hell am I doing? Where do I even begin to look for a setup? Just by doing those couple of quick things, right? The order block, the fib, now you have an area to scope into and to go look for those entry triggers that we've talked about. Because the first thing you need to do when you get into the charts is determine what is my high time frame bias. We are in a high time frame downtrend, but if we're going to see a higher low based on this price leg, it should happen here, right? So you have a reason to potentially have a bullish bias here. Now go find PA that supports that bias on the low time frame. Again, you're going to start piecing all these things I've shared with you together over time, right? The fibs, the order blocks, SFP video I'm going to be releasing soon, the entry techniques I've showed you, the ranges, all of that stuff works, but you first need to know, where am I looking for these setups? That's key. It's fine to know that, okay, if I'm bullish at this level, or if I'm bullish and we see this in PA, I know it's a long. Okay, well, how do we find this level and how do we know I'm looking for longs there? This is the kind of stuff, right? Finding that high time frame bias. Okay, if the H12 is putting in a macro higher low, probably going to happen here. Personally, I am leaning towards more downside on altcoins included. Like I said, I think Bitcoin maybe rallies a bit higher or just pukes from here, and altcoins probably dump deeper, but I just want to present the option. If this is going to hold and Bitcoin is able to hold and go up, this is where it's going to happen from. Otherwise, everything is going lower. Sorry to interrupt the charting session here, guys, but I do want to give a quick shout out to the partners on the video. First partner is PrimeXBT. So you guys know I've been working with Prime for a while now. It's an exchange exchange that I actively trade on. Right now, we're running a new promotion. So same information as usual. Use the link in the description. Use the code Mayne50. And this time you can get up to $7,000 in deposit bonuses on any money you deposit into your trading account there. The one thing you have to make sure that you do when you set up the account using the link in the description, please do that first. Before you deposit any money, you're gonna wanna enter the promo code Mayne50. After you've done that, then when you deposit the money, you're eligible for those bonuses up to $7,000 USD. So shout out to the Prime team. If you have any questions about the exchange itself, anything like that, or the promo, feel free to shoot me a message. This video is also in partnership with Syscoin. Syscoin is a blockchain platform that's trying to take the best of both Bitcoin's security and Ethereum's malleability and scalability and create a protocol that will allow people who are creating applications on the Web3 to do so on an awesome platform. Syscoin's actually been around since 2014. They're continuing to grow the ecosystem, continuing to work on things and develop. Most recently, they've partnered with Pegasus, and Pegasus is now running their test net on the Syscoin platform. They've also just partnered with Decentralab. Another important part about that partnership is they're actually working with Chainport, which is the bridging service offered by Decentralab. So it's going to be a hard security next gen cross-chain bridge, which will support full interoperability. So being able to chain your coins between different bridges is obviously something that's very important in DeFi. You want to take advantage of whatever farming and staking opportunities there may be on different blockchain protocols. You need to be able to bridge to them. They're continuing to grow. This is an ecosystem and a coin that has continued to iterate, make new partnerships, continue to grow the ecosystem. Thanks so much to Syscoin for obviously partnering with me on this video. Solana, not quite as clean. We gave you this area multiple videos ago. We caught this bounce. I told you to close up here. I said, hey, we didn't quite get to my level, but we put in that swing fail. Go watch the video. We caught the low, and then I told you to close near the top, and now we're back at this area. I personally still think we can get fills on Solana, like sub 60 down into like the 50 to 40 range, but it is looking like maybe it's putting in a double bottom, right? So where AVAX, right, and Ethereum are like this, Solana is like this. Not quite a lower low, but what does that tell you about relative strength? What would happen if you compared Sol to AVAX or Sol to ETH? What would that chart look like? Sol versus ETH. Probably going to be in a downtrend, right? I'm just surmising that based on looking at the charts side by side. But if I actually pull it up, it confirms my theory. ETH is stronger, right? AVAX will be the same thing. Same thing, right? I can just see that visually. I didn't have to pull up the ratio. I've just been doing this a long time, so I'm a fucking nerd. So maybe if you want a long one, you want a long one of the stronger ones, right? Relatively. Luna's actually rallied quite nicely off the low here. So again, where did we want to look to be bullish? This is that pullback area. The reason I don't love this and I'm not convinced the bottom is in is like we pulled up, came back, lower high. What's to say that this doesn't just create another lower high? Maybe it runs above here, but then does one of these. We'll see, yet to be seen. But for now, it came into that area, right? So this one's already ran a bit. Go look at Sol. Sol hasn't ran at all. AVAX and Ethereum still have not ran like this. Highlight the area, zoom in. Can you find a setup knowing that you're looking for longs? That's half the work. Am I looking for longs or short? People always ask me, I see long triggers and short triggers. What do I take? Well, what's your bias? Once you know that I'm bullish, I'm looking for longs, when you get to support level, ignore any short signals, right? You're looking for longs there. So do you see any long setups that have formed here? I see a few. Right into the low. That's a bullish order block. And this is just market structure at this point, right? Higher highs, higher low, higher high. Big swing failure pattern. Then big rally. The H4 is pretty clear. Bullish order block. Broke market structure, retest, rally. It looks like it's in the middle of nowhere, but when you put back on this, it happened right where you want to be looking for that setup, right? Cripple. What are we looking at here? Monthly order block that we're into, right? So potential reasons to get bullish, sure. Again, I still think Ripple, you're going to be able to buy this thing in the future, like below 50 cents, I'm pretty sure. But for now, zoom into our area of interest. Take the low, to the high. This is where we're looking for potential reversal, potential higher low for this swing to occur. There's a 12-hour order block right there that it pinged into. Maybe that's cherry picked. That's, you know, Trader Mayne, this is hindsight, blah, blah, blah. Fuck you is what I say to that. But sure, maybe that is hindsight. Okay, well, this is now an H4 order block right here. Zoom in even more. We'll get a little more definition. Are you starting to see potential setups forming here? Like maybe this in the little SR flip that's potentially in progress. So you could argue if Ripple's able to hold above here, probably good for a long. Maybe you want to be more conservative. Okay, confluent with the EQ of that entire range, that's a long trigger. If Ripple is able to get above 73, stop at the swing low or whatever low forms, because maybe it makes one more low here and then goes up, but whatever low forms that causes it to break above this box, that would be your long trigger or your stop on the long trigger. Target the 3.8, target these highs over here. Okay, again, all of these are dependent on the market rallying from here, because all of these are looking like potential higher lows, but these could very easily just roll over. Since I didn't long these alts down here, I'm waiting to see what Bitcoin and Ethereum do over the next couple of days. Personally, I'm watching Bitcoin here. Here is the area to watch on Bitcoin, in my opinion. We're short biased for another leg down below here. Short bias for another leg down as long as we stay below here. So if Bitcoin wants to dump, how do you get into shorts on these things? Thanks for the great question. Every level that you looked at is support. So for example, this area on AVAX, let's say Bitcoin rallies a bit more and then dumps. If AVAX gets below this order block that sent us on that leg up, you short the underside. Does that make sense? So let's say Bitcoin dumps and you're asleep, right? I mean, obviously if Bitcoin starts rejecting here, you can start looking for shorts wherever these altcoins may be. So let's say Bitcoin goes up to 40 and AVAX gets up to here. Absolutely look for shorts on AVAX up here. But let's say Bitcoin dumps and now you know we're going much lower. If AVAX rolls over here and does one of these below this gray box, this is your pivot to get short on. Exact same thing on Luna, for example. Let's say Bitcoin goes to 40, Luna runs this high and then dumps off. If it gets below this box that caused this rally, so if you didn't short up here, wait for it. If it breaks below this support, you short the underside. So hopefully that was helpful. Cool little trick to kind of give you guys a area to look at, right? Where are you going to look for your setups, those entry techniques, all those things we talk about? You need to have a bias, first of all, for direction. And then you need to have an area where you're looking for that setup to form, an order block, a range level, an SR level. The fibs I'm just using to identify support and resistance, right? Because what we're seeing here is, yes, this is the 62% fib, but it's also a 3-day bullish order block, right? There's also a daily SR level here. The fib is kind of more of a visual tool for me at this point, but when you're new, the fib can really help you hone in being like, okay, well, here's a lower high. So I want to short a lower high on ETH because I think it's going down. Well, it came up to the 7.9 and the 6.2 and then it sold off. When, you know, for me, I know that if it pulls back to this order block, that's going to be a 62 to 79% pullback. I don't need the fib to tell me that. But again, you identify the area. Okay, now when I'm zoomed in here and I'm day trading or whatever, I'm bear biased in this gray box with an invalidation up here. And what do you get? There's your high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Perfect retest of a bearish order block. And we're already in a downtrend on the hourly, right? Sorry about that ping. All right, guys. Hope that helps out. Hope it makes sense. As usual, if you have any questions, let me know. Talk to you guys later. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. Even if you didn't, leave me a like and comment anyways. Coins you might want to see me cover, topics you might want to see me discuss, leave those in the comments of this video. Like I said, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, all those fun things for the YouTube algorithm. One last shout out to our partners, PrimeXBT and Syscoin. Much love from your boy Trader Mayne. Talk to y'all soon. Peace out.